evening, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's happening in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh, and happy September. Miss Elaine, do you know why September is so important to libraries?
Indeed, I believe I do. September is Library Card Sign-Up Month.
It is indeed Library Card Sign-Up Month, and in conjunction with Library Card Sign-Up Month, the Allegheny County Library Association is having a Love Your Library campaign. So, during the month of September, every donation that a library receives will be matched from a generous donation
wonderful.
From the Buncher Family Foundation.
That is awesome.
So, September is a time to make your donation, and we will get matching funds from the Buncher Foundation. Some really great classes going on in September for adults. First, we have a beginner's guide to elder law, how to protect your finances and quality of life. This class will be held on Wednesday, September 6th at 10 a.m., where we will discuss long-term care, asset protection, asset planning, Medicaid, veterans benefits, gifting rules, and the essential documents you need for elder law planning. This class is presented by Zachariah Brown Elder Care Law Firm. We have dementia caregiving, coping with behavioral challenges and guilt, also on Wednesday, September 6th, but this class is at 7 p.m. And it is presented by author Rachel Wunderlin. She will address the details of dementia, dementia care communication, living situations, and how to deal with challenging behaviors. Rachel is the author of When Someone You Know is Living in a Dementia Care Community. She's a master's degree in gerontology, and she runs a blog called Dementia by Day, so it'll be a good program. We have a class on Essential Oils 101 on Thursday, September 7th at 7 p.m. This is presented by Jen Whitkop, who is trained in French aromatherapy. She'll teach you how to incorporate therapeutic grade essential oils into your family's routine. So topics will include essential oil history, safety, children, pets, different grades of essential oils, aromatic use, topical use, internal use, layering, and diffusing, and how you can use some of the most popular essential oils to support your family's well-being in a natural way. I like essential oils.
I was going to say I could speak. I love them. I swear by them.
And
they really do. I didn't know that you used them.
Yes, I have some anxiety difficulties, so lavender and vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Love the lavender.
Or to help calm you. Mm-hmm. I also have a CD that is all cats purring because that calms me. I know.
Where do you find a CD that's just all cats
I
purring?
downloaded it from Amazon for a couple bucks. It's all cats have different kinds of purrs
that is
too.
True.
So I find that very relaxing too. We also have a class on free speech and free expression, what you can say, paint, wear, and display, and what you cannot, on Monday, September 18th at 7 p.m. This is presented by Brenda Lee Green of the American Civil Liberties Union. I'm very interested in this topic and actually got this information so that we could plan a program. Mm-hmm. This is a facilitated discussion that will trace the legal history of the First Amendment, including the substantial role the ACLU has played. The discussion will explore issues including but not limited to hate speech and hate groups, Citizens United, WikiLeaks, the Espionage Act, and of course obscenity and how that is defined. And then on Wednesday, September 20th at 20 p.m. That's a good one. Almost. Wednesday, September 20th at 7 p.m. we have a class called Make It a Mystery presented by author Lois Lamanna. And she will explore the mystery genre. She'll talk about like the comfortable tea sippers and then all the way up through the nail biters. And after the session, you'll know who done it before the end of the book. So that's Wednesday, September 20th at 7. And then we have a practice SAT on Saturday, September 23rd at 10 a.m. This is presented by Omega Learning Center. So you can have your high school student take a free SAT evaluation test in a proctored simulated environment, and then an Omega certified teacher will review your child's SAT evaluation test results and recommend a custom SAT prep program. But this is a no cost, no obligation opportunity. It's a really great opportunity for your child to take a test in
sure.
the testing environment. It's a full 3-hour timed practice test. If you opt to take the essay portion, it would take an additional hour. Space is limited. We do ask that you register. It does fill up fairly quickly. How's Jerry doing? Did he do SATs?
So he's taking the SATs for a third time to try to get that score up for a couple of schools that he wants to get into. So that's why I said, take advantage of it. Like you said, there's no obligation. You don't have to follow up with Omega Learning. I'm sure they're extremely helpful if you were.
Yes.
But you might as well take the test for free and just have your high schooler be introduced to the to the environment and the type of questions that are on there for sure.
And one more class I want to tell you about is Emergency Preparedness. This will take place on Tuesday, September 26th at 7 p.m., presented by John Kuchma. Did you know that Bethel Park has an emergency management person?
I did not.
He is not a paid municipal employee, but he works with, federal government department. I can't think of it. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. Given Hurricane Harvey that has hit Texas, disasters and emergencies can strike at any time, even if a lot of those people were in a no flood zone and now they have been flooded. So this class will teach you the best way to handle them. It will help you develop a plan so any disaster or emergency can be easily handled. So Tuesday, September 26th at 7, it's a great idea to have a plan. So, and now take a look at some of the new DVDs that are coming out for September.
Hi, I'm George Beard, and this is my best friend Harold Hutchins.
We just make comics and try to make each other laugh.
And this old guy is Mr. Crook. You are now the amazing Captain Underpants!
Tra-la-la! Kevin Hart, Ed Helms, Thomas Middleditch, Nick Kroll.
When it's cut all together like that, you really get a sense of the scope.
DreamWorks, Captain Underpants.
She will not stop until she has remade our world into her own.
You can't escape. She's got plans for you.
Who is this young woman?
She's my,
Diana, Princess of Themyscira.
Prince, Diana Prince.
Diana!
'Wonder Woman.
Welcome aboard.
There! Look! It's huge. This is amazing.
It kind of takes your breath away. Oh my god.
Like the biggest shark.
Bringing you back up.
There are sharks everywhere.
47 meters down.
So come on in and check out one of those DVD titles for yourself. What is going on in the Youth Services Department?
A lot. We have a lot to be excited about this fall. So summer reading has wrapped up, and I think I mentioned on the last show how much fun we had with it. We certainly appreciated everybody's participation, and I just recently sent out surveys, so I would love your feedback. We think it went great, and we want to do something very similar next year, but we're always looking to improve in any way that we can. So if you got that email link, I would appreciate it if you filled it out and sent it back to us. But for this fall, after Labor Day, all of our weekly regular story times will be starting back up. So we'll have Toddler Tuesdays on Tuesdays. And that's, a little bit, it's an extension of our Lap Sit story time. So the stories are a little bit longer, have a more involved plot and storyline. It's very interactive, so it's parent and child giver. And again, that starts Tuesday, September 5th, and will go throughout September and October. On Wednesdays, we have Mother Goose on the Loose, which is appropriate for 0 to 3-year-olds, and that's our all of our story times are fun. This is our extra fun one that's very lively. We use musical instruments, a lot of singing and rhyming and finger plays. It's great for early literacy. It teaches kids, speech development, motor coordination, and a slew of other things. Baby Jam will return on Thursdays, starting September 7th, and again, going through September and October. That's a great bonding experience for child and caregiver. Again, a lot of singing and rhyming, and lap sits and knee bounces and that sort of thing. And then on Fridays, beginning September 8th and running through October 27th, we have Preschool Power, which is our preschool story time that in the summer is really about anything, but during the school year is alphabet themed. So every week, Miss Jackie will concentrate on a different letter of the alphabet, and I love what she has planned. You'll do a art-related activity each week after the letter, but she's making them all the same size so that at the end, the kids will have a nice little keepsake book to take home. And I did this with Jerry and Robert. I remember working on Robert's more so just because we did it. It was like our time when Jerry was at preschool, right? And we would clip out different things from magazines or sometimes use actual photographs for each letter. And he used to love looking at that ABC book. So you'll start it here at Preschool Power Storytime, and then you can add to it at home, and you'll have a lovely alphabet book when we're finished. We have Little Hands. Oh, and so all of those story times start after Labor Day, but the times are 9:30 and 10:30. No need to register. The only exception is Wednesdays for Mother Goose on the Loose. There's actually a 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30 because it's so extremely popular.
It's so popular. If you come here on those days, wow.
Get early for parking space,
Yes.
right? That's always my advice. For those of you who can't make it during the week, we do get more requests to have evening programming for little ones, and so we are offering Little Hands Art once a month, and the first one is on Monday, September 11th at 6:30 p.m. and this is just one shorter story with, again, an art-related activity. So it's always, thematic, and I'm sure in September, I'm not sure what she's doing in September, but in October it'll be fall themed, and then it'll be something probably centered around the holidays. Miss Jackie always does a wonderful job. Monday, September 11th, 18th, and 25th at 10 a.m. we have a new program called Little Sprouts, and this is sort of to celebrate our new library garden. At the end of this summer, some of you came out and helped us plant those beautiful flowers that you now see out in our courtyard. We need to tend to those flowers, and I'll talk a little bit about that here in a little bit, but Little Sprouts is where it's an outdoor story time. We're going to sit out in the courtyard admiring our new flowers. We're going to read stories about gardening and flowers and fruits and vegetables, and then after story time is over, our little friends will have the opportunity to help us water the flowers and make sure they grow.
Awesome.
Because it's not enough to just plant them, we need to tend to them. So they need a little love, and we're asking our little preschool friends to help us out with that. We do ask you to register for this one, and registration begins on September 1st. You actually have to register for Little Hands Art as well. I don't think I mentioned that. Lots more programming coming later in the fall for birth through preschool, but we'll talk about that on the next show. Let's move on to our elementary friends. These are for any child in kindergarten through 4th grade. We have a Strega Nona cooking class coming up on Tuesday, September 5th at 6:30 p.m. Are you familiar with Strega Nona and the magic pasta pot that overflows all because of Big Anthony and he didn't listen? Love that story, right? So we're going to read the story, and then we're going to teach you how to make your own homemade pasta along with a farm-to-table sauce. And talking about the garden and how you can make a marinara sauce with everything from your garden, tomatoes and garlic and basil. So we ask you to come hungry to this one because you will get to sample the food that you prepare. Again, Strega Nona cooking class scheduled for Tuesday, September 5th. On Wednesday, September 13th, for K through 2, we're offering a program called Sense It. We're going to use all 5 of your senses in different sensory activities to discover how your senses work together and to help you understand the world around you. So Miss Dawn has some neat activities planned for this one, again, using all 5 of your senses. We are having a spelling bee.
I know, this
for
is
the first
very,
time
very exciting.
since I've been here, anyway. So this is hosted by Omega Learning, and it's open for anyone in grades 1st through 4th, and actually on up. I forgot to put it in our teen flyer, but they're actually taking all ages, because what they'll do is they'll give you different lists. I mean, obviously, the 1st grader is going to get a different word to spell than an 8th grader. But I'm really excited about this. So if you are interested in becoming a better speller, if you think you already have those great spelling skills necessary to win a spelling bee, then you want to sign up for this program on Saturday, September 16th at 10 a.m. Do you know I was the only one out of us 4 kids who did not go to the spelling bee at Buell Planetarium that they had every year?
Really?
And I pride myself, I think I'm a very good speller, but I did not make the cut in elementary school.
Oh, my word.
And both my brother and sister placed. Ray, I remember him getting a pen and I think maybe a dictionary because he was runner-up. And my sister made it to the final round, but not I.
Oh, poor Misty Main.
We have a Wonder Book Club coming up. And if you do not know yet about Wonder by R.J. Palacio, where have you been? Not that I'm poking fun, but I want you to know about this book. It's an outstanding book. It's one of my favorites. I recommend it to people of all ages. And I'm super excited that it's now being made into a movie coming out this November. So we're offering a Wonder Book Club on September 17th and October 22nd, where you have a chance to maybe read the story for the first time or reread it and then come and discuss it. We're just going to talk about it. It's going to be very laid back, low key. And then at our October meeting, we'll make plans to all go see the movie together at the theater.
That's always fun. I like when we do those things.
Yes,
to
me
go
too.
see
I'm
movies
very
together.
excited about it. So it's for, well, I recommend it for grades 3 and up, actually, but parents are welcome to stay too, because it's really a book that is great for adults, so it can be a family program. Wonder Book Club, Sundays, September 17th and October 22nd at 1 p.m. We're doing 2 more escape rooms because these have been a lot of fun and very popular. We have one on Monday, September 18th at 7 for grades 3 and 4.
That happens to be my birthday that day.
Oh, come celebrate with an escape room. See if you can get out. You have to solve a mystery, a bunch of mysteries. Use the clues that are in the room to solve the mystery in order to get out.
I want to see how we can use that for our staff Christmas party.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes, it would be a lot of fun.
We can get on that. We can figure something out.
Okay.
Definitely. We're offering one the next Monday, September 25th, for older kids, for tweens and teens. So Escape Room is a program that we purchased online, but you have access. You can keep switching up. You have access once you make the original purchase to all these different stories and mysteries that you just print. So you always have the lockbox and all the things that you need, but you can keep getting new material offline. So
Right.
it is something, if you did it in the summer, this is going to be something new. Make sure you register. It's a lot of fun. We have 2 programs being offered by Allegheny County Department of Parks. We have one called Bugs and Insects on Wednesday, September 20th at 6:30 p.m. Learn all about bugs and why they're important. What do they do to help the ecosystem? Every bug, well, I don't know if every bug, but a lot of bugs and insects have a specific purpose.
Well, we have those bee pollinator pots out in
This
the
is true.
courtyard
That's
this
right.
summer.
Absolutely.
So these are very important.
Yeah, so kids can come and learn more about that. They'll also have a chance to examine different specimens. On Wednesday, September 27th at 6:30 p.m., so it's the following Wednesday, they are coming back to do a program called Animal Adaptations, and these are for older elementary kids, so we're talking grades 3 and 4, and you're going to learn the difference between generalist and specialist animals, and I don't know that I know the difference.
I certainly don't know the difference.
And how both have advantages and disadvantages regarding survival. So there's a Project Wild. It's a wildlife-focused conservation education program that addresses the need for human beings to develop as responsible citizens of our planet, which I think is an important message.
Absolutely.
And again, lots more stuff coming up later in the fall, but we'll save that for the next episode of Check It Out. Tweens and teens, we already mentioned the escape room. Wonder Book Club is open to you as well. And there's also the Teen Art Lab running Thursdays in September. That's taught by Miss Sarah, who is, she has a degree in art education, I believe. So she always does lots of fun stuff with you. If you're looking to do, if art is one of your hobbies and you're looking to expand upon that, come visit us on Thursdays this month.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So I want to talk about briefly about a program that we did in the summer that it's still kind of ongoing because it was a project that didn't quite get finished. We did a program called Stories Alive where I invited elementary kids, actually K through 2nd graders, to come and write an original story, right? And
It's a tall order.
Well, but it's so easy. Once the kids get going, they just, it's so easy. It comes easy to them and they love it. So they each have an original story. And then we were expanding upon that by inviting older kids kids in grades 5 and up to come and act their stories out. So the last class, they kind of met together so they can kind of talk about the story, and the little ones gave them a vision of how they, you know, saw their story coming to life. And then the tweens and teens then have been working hard along with Dave Cable to bring these stories to life. Now, they are the actors, they're acting it out, but they're not reading the story, their voices are not heard. It's all done to the kids' narration. So after they wrote the story, we also recorded them taping it. And then the older kids are just acting it out. So we've been having a lot of fun with it. And we actually have one ready for you guys to preview on today's show. This is done by Harris Wanus, and it's about his family and how the two kids get lost on vacation.
Oh, so exciting.
Here it is. Enjoy.
Two boys went on vacation with their
Mom
and their
Dad.
and they decided to go for a walk in the
Forest.
when all of a sudden they saw some unfamiliar plants. After walking away from the plants, they saw a
Butterfly.
and they followed the butterfly, and it led them into a pit. Then it started to rain. They climbed out of the pit, and it was muddy and hard to get out, but they were able to help each other, and they did eventually climb out. They found their way back onto the
Trail.
and they looked for their mom and their dad. They looked everywhere, but they couldn't find them. They think that maybe their mom and dad are already at the end of the trail. So they walked to the end of the trail, and they still did not see them. So they find their way back to the hotel where their parents were staying. They find their parents at the hotel, and they all live
Happily ever after.
the
So what did you think?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and we'll have more coming soon.
I wanted to tell you all about a fundraiser that Missy Lane and I are planning for the fall. It's an adult battle of the books. I'm sure many people
So
have had
excited
their
for this.
children, or in my case, nephews, nieces, involved in Battle of the Books for kids. So we decided we're going to do it for adults. So we are going to have the first annual Bethel Park Library Adult Battle of the Books on Thursday, November 30th at 7 p.m. It will be hosted at the Community Center. And our theme, we have 5 books that you need to read, and our theme is dysfunctional families, which we all can...
All relate. I mean,
Yes.
let's be honest, right?
Yes, some are worse than others. So what we need you to do is form a team. Teams consist of 3 to 5 players. Each participant must be 18 years or older, and you must designate a captain. And you can fill out a registration form either from the library's website, or you can just come in. We have packets available for you to complete. You need to name your team, and we want you to choose a team name that will intimidate your opponents. Then pick up copies of the books, develop a strategy. Are all members of the team going to read all the books, or is each member going to take a book and really know that book? And then come on November 30th at 7 o'clock and be ready to battle your competitors. Now, Miss Elaine and I are encouraging you to decorate your table, wear costumes to represent your team's name. We will be giving a prize for the team whose table decor and or costumes best represent their team name. And so there'll be 2 rounds of questions with a break in between for scoring. At the conclusion of the second round, a battle-winning team will be named for 2017, and there will be trophies. So we are very excited. It is limited, so please get in. We don't have a lot of room is the problem. So please get your registration in as soon as possible. And then another really fun contest that the library is involved in is the 2017 Bethel Park Education Foundation Student Essay and Artwork Contest. So it's in conjunction with the fall play, which is called The Heist, which is a cautionary tale about a fictionalized version of events that led to the nation's first armored car robbery that took place on March 11, 1927, right here in Bethel Park. So the contest prompt is, how do you feel that Bethel Park is unique? So we have 6 categories. We have K through 4 art or essay, 5 through 8 art or essay, and then 9 through 12 art or essay. So the art can be, typical, like a painting, a drawing, but also a photograph. You can also submit music or a video of some sort. All entries must be submitted to the front desk of the library by Sunday, October 15th at 5 p.m. You can also submit entries via email to my email, macintoshc@einetwork.net. And there is an entry form that you need to submit with your essay or your piece of art that is available at the on the library's website, but also at the school. So we're very excited about this. It will be Miss Elaine and I and Andy Amrine from the Education Foundation and Bill Haberther from the Historical Society. We will be the judges of this contest. So we're very, very excited about that. Indeed. So that is all that
wraps up our September show, doesn't it?
Does.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Right.
I know.
Right.
We'll see you all next time. As always, if you have any questions or comments regarding any of the things that we talked about on today's show, you know what to do. Go ahead and give us a call.
Or visit our website.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person.
We'll leave you today with a 1-minute book recommendation. Happy September.
Take care.
Hey, it's Christine with another 1-minute book recommendation. Today I'd like to talk about the book Habibi, written by Craig Thompson, published in 2011. This is a fairy tale about 2 escaped child slaves, and it's set in like an Arabian Nights environment of deserts and harems. It's a magical example of storytelling. I was very hesitant to read this book because it's in a graphic novel format, which is not my favorite at all. But I could not put this book down. It tackles themes of romantic and familial love, our relationship to the natural world, the connection between Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, the cultural divide between first and third world countries, and also sexual trauma. They're very heavy themes indeed, but they're handled beautifully with empathy and humanity. The book itself is beautiful. It has a faux leather cover and gold inlaid the title and the author and the illustration. It looks like an ancient tome. It's very thick, but I can't say enough good about this book. The drawings, the ink is very mesmerizing, symmetrical. It really adds to the story. I cannot recommend this book highly enough. Please come by the library, pick up a copy of Habibi, and enjoy it for yourself.